So today we are going to continue with that. We had finished with the nutrition part of the unit. All of you remember that properly. We had focused on the digestive system, the steps of nutrition, the different types of nutrients, right? And then after that, we had connected that digestive system and nutrition to respiration. Okay, we are discussing about life process one. So we should be aware how digestion and nutrition are also associated with respiration. So today we will be completing the respiration part of the unit fully. Okay, so once again, quickly recollect, right? You remember this slide that whenever the food that we consume, okay, which mainly contains these three main nutrients, that is carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So whenever these are digested fully in the body, you get the required digested products. So any carbohydrate you consume, you get glucose. Any fats that you consume, they are digested to give fatty acids. Okay, and proteins upon digestion gives amino acids. Okay, so the digestive system is the one which is involved in the process. We have discussed about the digestive system also. Okay, every part, every organ of the digestive system is involved in one or the other step of nutrition. So it begins from ingestion, okay, and goes all the way till digestion. The major metabolic process include digestion, absorption, followed by assimilation, because ultimately the purpose is what, that every nutrient that you consume is digested and broken down completely all the way till the small intestine, and then in the small intestine the nutrients are absorbed, okay, and given back to every cell of the body. That's why the nutrients that you consume must go to every part of the body. That is where they are assimilated. Okay, so it's like the glucose and the fatty acids that you consume, they are assimilated for their energy production, because we have seen carbohydrates and fats are energy giving nutrients. Similarly, proteins, when they're digested and you get amino acids, they are used for bodybuilding. Okay, so that is the main process called respiration. So where we are focusing on these two, that is the glucose and fatty acids, and how they are utilized in the body, in the cells, to give energy. The process is known as respiration. Okay, is the background clear till now, everyone? Okay,
Yes, sir.
basically all of you have understood what is the meaning of respiration, right? So when you say respiration, first of all, it is associated with breathing, right? This is also something which we are doing right from the time we were formed. तब से breathing चल रहा है, and it will go on till the end of the life, correct? So we have discussed last time, how many times in a minute do you normally breathe?
12 to 15 times.
12 to 15 to sometimes 20 times. That's the range, right? So when you breathe, what exactly happens? There are two main steps in breathing. One is inhalation, other one is exhalation. Inhalation is also known as inspiration. Exhalation is also called expiration. Okay, so when you inhale, you are taking in air which is containing more oxygen. You're taking in the air around you. And when you are exhaling out, you are giving out the air containing more carbon dioxide. That is breathing, simply. Correct? So when you are breathing, when you are inhaling, what is exactly happening? You are taking in air. So we have something called the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity means the chest cavity, okay, in which we are having the lungs. Okay, and below the lungs there is this sheet of tissue present. That sheet of tissue which is present is called as diaphragm. Okay, the diaphragm is the sheet which is separating the chest cavity with the abdominal cavity. Okay, so when you inhale air, the chest cavity expands. The lungs are like our balloons. Okay, So the rib cage that is there to protect the lungs, the rib cage also comes forward, lungs expand, the diaphragm goes down, and the volume of the chest cavity increases. That happens during inhalation. Okay. During exhalation, it is the reverse. What is happening during exhalation? See, you can see the diaphragm. It is going up because the air has to be pushed out. The rib cage is going inside. Lungs are contracting. So when the lungs are contracting, the volume of the chest cavity decreases and the air is coming out. This is a process which is happening continuously. Is that clear? Inhalation and exhalation is clear. Okay. See this. So different types of breathing in other animals. Okay. Other animals also have their own methods of breathing. So spider, an insect, has got something called book lungs. Okay. Chicken has got lungs because they are birds. We'll see discuss that in classification of animals also. Okay. Animal like a sponge has got direct diffusion of gases from the air. Okay. Fishes have gills, and caterpillars have the small openings on the body surface called spiracles. So there are different ways in which every animal breathes. Every animal does not have a nose like us. Okay. All the different methods of breathing are clear. Exchange of gases. Okay. Okay. Everyone
Yes,
remain on the
sir.
screen. Yeah. Okay. So now we have to talk about the actual metabolic process of respiration. Okay. Remain on the screen, everyone, and understand the topic properly. Okay. So सबसे पहले we have to discuss about the human respiratory system, right? See, when we are talking about human beings, human physiology, there are 10 different organ systems that we have. We have discussed the digestive system. We are seeing the respiratory system. There is something called hormonal system, right? Circulatory system, nervous system. ओके ऐसे बहुत सारे सिस्टम है स्केलेटल सिस्टम लोकोमोटरी सिस्टम ओके एंड वी हैव एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम every system is important all together they are functioning as one organism right so here we are talking about the human respiratory system okay so respiratory system का pathway क्या है from where do we breathe normally
Nose.
breathing yes
No.
but sometimes have you seen people breathing through the mouth कभी देखा है
Yes.
है ना is it a good thing to do is it a good thing if you breathe through the mouth मुंह खोल के सांस ले रहे it's normally not a good thing because the pathways are different no? Okay and that is why it is said that while eating food you are not supposed to speak much okay because it tends to happen that air goes inside the pathway okay so this is respiratory system we have one nose at the base of which there are two openings orifice करके बोलते हैं which are the nostrils and from the nostrils inside यहाँ पे जो है this cavity or the chamber that is called the nasal cavity or the nasal passage okay this nasal passage goes inside and we have something called the pharynx this portion so as you can see here mouth and the part which you swallow that is also the pharynx so pharynx is the common region between digestive system and respiratory system okay so the air which you breathe and the food that you eat both go into the pharynx but from the pharynx at the base of the pharynx we have something called larynx over here गले में ऐसा पता चलता है larynx that's the voice box okay we have something called voice box because if you compare human beings with other animals only human beings have the ability to speak like us. No other animal can speak like us. Every animal has got their own different noise or voice. Okay, but only human beings can modulate their speech. We can speak normally, we can shout, we can whisper slowly, we can sing, right? We can make different sounds. So many things we are able to do. Getting it? Sometimes students करते हैं ना teachers का mimicry, right? हाँ, शिव गंगा बराबर समझ गई, right? So whenever students do that, that is their talent actually, because we have the voice box. Getting it? You must see, you see so many different celebrities, जो अच्छे singers होते हैं, right? They are able to modulate their voice box. So larynx is a very important organ actually. Sometimes what happens, you can try this later, कि ऐसे यहाँ पे finger रख के then you try to speak something. You feel that vibration. Because the sound that is coming out, sound is nothing but vibration. So there are something called vocal cords inside the larynx. Larynx के अंदर है vocal cords. They vibrate and you get the sound. This is also known as the Adam's apple sometimes. Okay? So at the base of the pharynx, here there is a tube-like structure, as you can see, which is the trachea or the windpipe. This is called the trachea or windpipe. So in the digestive system, there was a pipe here. What was that? In the similar location,
Food pipe.
the food pipe, also called food pipe, is also called
Esophagus.
esophagus. Correct. So here, windpipe is also called trachea. Remember the two names. Okay, food pipe in the digestive system is also called esophagus. Windpipe in the respiratory system is called trachea. So this trachea is again a short pipe from the throat to the chest region, and it is containing spiral cartilage tissue around it. See, when you say pipe, it is not made up of steel or rubber. Correct? It is made up of muscles. Okay, so यहाँ पर भी muscles का ही बना हुआ है. So at the base of this trachea, wherever it ends, you can say it is branching out into two. Each branch is known as a bronchus. And both the bronchi, singular is bronchus, plural is bronchi. Each bronchus enters into each lung. So we have two lungs. Okay, the bronchi enter into each lung, and this bronchi, after entering the lungs, is branching out further into small bronchioles. At the ends of each bronchiole, we have the alveoli or the air sacs. And as I mentioned last time, both the lungs together in a normal human being, how many air sacs do we have? We have how many air sacs? I think I mentioned last time. 700 million air sacs. Imagine, दोनों lungs का मिलाकर we are having around 700 million air sacs. That means the air which you are taking in while breathing is going inside all this way, from the nostrils to the nasal passage, to the pharynx, the larynx, the trachea, bronchi, into the lungs, bronchioles, and the alveoli. The air you're taking in while breathing is going all the way to the alveoli. Got it? Okay? Understood the parts of the respiratory system? Okay. One more thing.
Yes.
Inside the nose, in the nasal passage, what do we have? क्या है नाक के अंदर? We have something, right? What is that?
Mucus.
Yes, there is mucus. I hope you know what is mucus. You realize it better if you have cold or something, right? So why is that mucus present? Is it a good thing that we have mucus in the nose?
No.
So it should be completely dry. क्या फायदा है म्यूकस का? नेचर ने प्रोड्यूस किया मतलब समथिंग इज देयर, राइट?
with the air that sticks to the mucus.
It will keep the air entering inside moist. And the other thing, our nostrils are always open. We are always breathing. So the air which you are taking in while breathing can have many germs, and you cannot have any control over it. So there is a slight degree of protection given in the nose. Ki the air which is entering inside should be clean enough, which enters the lungs. So the mucus in the nostrils traps some of the germs and the dust, and it keeps the air clean, and it also slightly warms the air. The other thing that we have in the nose is, what else is there in the nose along with mucus? If you have noticed carefully, sometimes there are small hair follicles present. देखा है? छोटे छोटे बाल होते हैं अंदर, inside the nose. Why are they present? Why the hair follicles are present inside the nose? Of course, it is not for fashion or something, right? Right? The same
When
reason.
it dust will go in, it will protect.
Exactly. It will be able to trap any dust particle entering the nose. So to some extent, your body has this capacity that the air which is going all the way to the lungs is clean enough. Suppose if you are walking along the very busy road or a highway, so much of dust is there. So you cannot close your nose like how Shiv Ganga is doing right now. You know, you have to breathe whatever you have. Getting it? Okay. So you can't have any control over the air which you are breathing. If you are in a very polluted area, still you have to breathe. So nose is having that capacity to some extent. Okay. Okay. So the air which you've taken goes all the way to the alveoli, and see what is there in the alveoli. Okay. If you take a section of this alveoli inside, if you magnify it and observe, this is bronchiole, this one, the branching of the bronchus. Okay. And at the ends of the bronchiole, you see there are tiny grapes like structure. And can you see the red and blue lines here on that?
Yes.
They are the blood capillaries. Those red and blue lines which you see are the blood vessels called capillaries. We have three types of blood vessels in our body: the arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries carry pure blood from the heart to every part of the body. Veins carry impure blood from every part of the body to the heart. So arteries from the heart will branch out into many tiny capillaries like this, and it will cover the alveolus. So inside the alveolus, you have the air which you have taken in while breathing having more oxygen. And the capillaries which are surrounding it, which is coming from the heart, is having blood containing lot of carbon dioxide. So between the alveolus and the blood in the capillary, there will be exchange of gases. Oxygen from the alveolus will be given to the blood. Carbon dioxide from the blood will go to the alveolus. So that's why the red line indicates blood from the heart carrying carbon dioxide. And the blue lines indicate after the blood and the alveoli have exchanged the gases, the pure blood is going back to the heart. It is associated with the circulatory system now. Got it? So heart is pumping the blood to the lungs so that it is sending the impure blood to the lungs. And lungs में क्या हो रहा है? Purification. Carbon dioxide from the blood is given to the lungs. Oxygen from the lungs is taken into the blood. एक हाथ से दो, एक हाथ से लो. The alveoli gets filled up with carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide takes a reverse pathway and comes out when you exhale it. And from where this carbon dioxide has come? From every cell of the body. Because in every cell of the body, there is a reaction called respiration which is taking place, in which oxygen is used, carbon dioxide is produced. So constantly the carbon dioxide from the cells have to be removed and given out. Because it is a toxic thing, it cannot remain inside the cell. You understood the mechanism properly? These are very important concepts. कहीं कुछ भी नहीं समझ रहा होगा तो please ask. ठीक है? So here at the alveolus, you can imagine 700 million alveoli we are having. वो कितने छोटे होंगे? And उसके आसपास ये capillaries. You can imagine how thin they must be. उसके अंदर blood है. Imagine the amount of blood being forced into the capillaries and the blood is exchanging the gases with it. It's a huge mechanism actually. Okay, but that is how the constant purification is taking place. Okay, so exchange of gases in the alveoli, oxygen from the alveolus goes into the blood and carbon dioxide from the blood goes to the alveoli. This exchange of gases is called external breathing or external respiration. The one in which you have taken in air while breathing through the nose is only breathing. Okay, but this is external respiration, which is very important. That oxygen which is taken into the blood is carried to every cell of the body to be used up in something called cellular respiration. So pehle breathing followed by external respiration, and this one is cellular respiration, which takes place inside every cell. Okay, so cellular respiration that we are going to talk about is taking place inside every cell. Understood the human respiratory system properly? Any doubt still here? Everyone? Okay. Okay, so before we continue with cellular respiration, as I said in the beginning, that respiration inside living cells is not only for human beings or anything, it is for every living cell, including plants. So when we have seen how the exchange of gases is taking place in human beings and other animals, same way we also must take a look at how the exchange of gases takes place in plants. So there is something called stomata. Have you heard about it? Stomata suna, right? So see this. Okay, any normal plant you consider. So there are roots embedded into the soil. Okay, and then from the roots it continues into the stem, which produces branches, at the ends of which there are leaves present. Okay, so if you take a peeling or a section of the leaf and observe under the microscope, you will find tiny structures like this, many of them. These are found in every aerial part of the plant, but most commonly you will find them in the leaves. So उनको बोलते हैं stomata. Okay, so this stomata is under the regulation by the plant itself. They can either close it or open it as per the requirement. तो ये जो stomata है उसका structure कैसा है? Show you this way. See this. Okay, these cells that you are seeing, ये है leaf के epidermis के cells. They are leaf epidermal cells. Some of the epidermal cells are these ones. ये जो दिख रहा है ना, गोल. These are called as guard cells. Okay, among the epidermal cells, there are these guard cells present. They are present like a kidney, two kidneys near each other. So there is a gap in between. This gap which you can see in between, उसको बोलते हैं stoma. Singular is stoma plural is stomata. Okay, so on the leaf epidermis, as you can see here, there are many guard cells, each having one stomata. So sometimes the guard cells are open like this, and at night time generally they close. तो open है तो exchange of gases होगा, closed हो जाएगा तो exchange of gases नहीं होगा. So plants can do that. Okay, see this opening and closing of stomata. Okay, in a very slow motion you can observe under the microscope. एक animation बनाया गया उसके हिसाब से. Getting it? So that's a big mechanism again. Here there is exchange of ions and all. So plants are able to keep their stomata open and closed as per the requirement. Okay. So here plants are exchanging gases. So what gases are they exchanging? Which gases are required by the plants?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
They require carbon dioxide. For which process?
Photosynthesis.
Yes, they need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. What is the product of photosynthesis?
Food.
Which food? पकोड़े बनाते हैं, बर्गर बनाते हैं, क्या बनाते हैं? Which food is manufactured by the plants? We know very well that plants are autotrophs. They can prepare their own food. They are producers. Okay, but which food do they prepare? कौन सा फूड बनाते हैं वो? That's a very important point. Yes, Dipali. Which food do they produce?
Glucose.
Is it glucose? Dipali has written oxygen. That's a food. Food cannot be oxygen, right? Yes, Sundar, it is glucose. They produce carbohydrate food, and the immediate product is glucose. Okay, and that glucose which is produced in the plant is stored in the form of starch. Okay, but that glucose is also a very important respiratory substrate. See, human beings don't do photosynthesis, but we do respiration. So we are getting our glucose from the food that we eat, but plants get their glucose from the photosynthesis that they do. Okay, so that photosynthesis when they do, and the glucose which they get is used up in respiration. So it's like if you compare photosynthesis and respiration, they are almost the reverse process. In photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is used, okay, water is used in the presence of sunlight and the green colored pigment called chlorophyll. The food which is manufactured is glucose, and the byproduct given out is oxygen. An exact reverse process takes place in respiration. Glucose reacts with oxygen and carbon dioxide and water is given out along with energy. So in photosynthesis, energy is used up to produce glucose. In respiration, energy is used, energy is given out, and glucose is broken down. That is respiration. Okay, so here we'll be talking about respiration now. Inside the cell, how does respiration take place? Okay. So cellular respiration. Fine.